Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for the 21st of October. I am going to start with one card for overall energy, and then after that, we're going to move forward to one card for each sign, and we're going to see how those cards interact with each other and play out together. So, overall energy is showing up as the Hanged Man. I almost said in reverse. He's hanging upside down, but that's not a reversed card. That's the way the card should be. Trying to see if I can get away from the glare here for everybody. There we go. There's a little hair on my cloth. All right, so Hanged Man showing up in overall energy. This talks about the idea of trying to look at things from different perspectives, trying to see things from a new perspective, not really moving forward with anything because we feel like, there's still more for us to understand. There's still another perspective for us to see. There's still another way to look at things that will help us to find how we want to move forward in a more healthy way. Okay, so that's what we've got for our overall energy. So waiting, hopefully patiently, analyzing, thinking things over, trying to see things from other people's perspective or a more objective perspective, something like that. All right, let's look at Aries. Okay, so Aries, Knight of Cups, coming up in reverse. This is interesting because it looks to me like there's something going on with the relationship, and you're having a hard time really expecting the best out of this relationship. Let's put it that way. And this can be a romantic relationship, but it doesn't have to be. It can be any kind of relationship here. And you're feeling pretty pessimistic about this relationship. I think you're trying to see a new perspective here. I think you're trying to see if it's wise to give benefit of the doubt, if it's smart to give benefit of the doubt here. But it looks to me like, something has happened that has put you sour on this relationship. And so I think you're trying to look at it from different angles. I really feel, Aries, like this is a relationship that you're thinking about letting go of. And I think you're just being very cautious to make sure that you're not making a mistake that you're going to regret later if you do that. So you want to look at all the angles before you actually make a move here. Next up, we're looking at Taurus. Five of Cups showing up here with the Hanged Man in the overall. Taurus, there's something going on where you're feeling disappointed about something that's happened, and it looks to me like you're trying to work out, how am I going to handle this disappointing situation? What am I going to do about this? Is confronting somebody going to help? Is changing my path going to help? What's going to be the best, most healthy way for me to deal with this disappointing situation? The Hanged Man is all about figuring that out, and that's what we see you working on today. Gemini. Five of Wands showing up in reverse, or excuse me, showing up right side up with the Hanged Man. Ba ba da 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 da. I think you have some type of competitive thing coming up. And with the Hanged Man, I think you're really putting together a strategy for how am I going to prepare for this? Maybe you're competing for a promotion, or maybe you're competing for somebody's attention. Maybe you're competing for a contest. But I think that you are really looking at what's the best strategy for me to really put in the best performance that I can in whatever this competition is. All right, so that's for Geminis. Geminis. Cancers. Page of Swords coming up here. Page of Swords, Page of Swords. So Cancers, you've got somebody who is bringing to you some type of information, and I kind of get the sense that you've been waiting for this information for a while, almost too long. Like if somebody would have come to you with this information a couple of weeks ago, you would have known exactly what you wanted to do with that information. Now somebody's coming to you with this information, and it feels like, Uh, this might be too late. Like, I might have really wanted this before, but I'm not so sure that I really want this anymore. Maybe this is a job that you applied for like 6 months ago, and now you're all of a sudden hearing from that employer. Maybe they were your ideal and the job that you really, really, really wanted. Now that you're hearing from them, a lot can happen in that in time. Doesn't take much time for a lot of things to happen. Maybe you found a better employer, you know. If this isn't in that part of your life, if it doesn't have to do with work and employers, then this can be in a relationship type situation, any kind of relationship. But basically, somebody's coming to you with news that seems to be truthful, seems to be positive, but this is causing you to really have to think things over because you're not in the same place where you were before, where you would have just taken this and ran with it. You're not sure it's a good idea to do that anymore. All right, so that was Cancer. Next up, we're looking at Leo. Whoops, excuse me, wrong pile. Only one in that pile. All right, so Leo's Seven of Cups coming up in reverse. Leos, you definitely have something on your mind with that Hanged Man showing up that you are really trying to figure out and work through. You're trying to look at it from all kinds of different angles and perspectives so that you know you're making your best decision here before you move forward. With this Seven of Cups coming up here, this tells me that you are very focused on this thing. In fact, you may be even getting away from other people to be able to focus on this thing. These two cards to me kind of suggest that they may add up in this situation to a Hermit card. If we just had one card here, I think we would see you hermitizing, Leos, because you don't want the chatter around you. You want some quiet while you think things through and really focus on things. Next up, we're looking at Virgo. Okay, so Virgo's Justice card with the Hanged Man in reverse. Whew, Virgos, I think you've got a heavy decision laying on your shoulders that you need to make, and this decision doesn't just involve you, but also other people as well. And I think with that Hanged Man showing up in the overall energy, you're taking your time to make this decision. You're making sure you're looking at it from every angle you possibly can because you do want this to be a good and fair decision. Good for you, Virgos. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Temperance and the Hanged Man. Wow. First of all, two major arcanas. Wow. For me, major arcanas is kind of like Sacred Spirit almost shouting a message whenever we've got all major arcanas. It's like we're just not talking in our inside voice. Spirit's talking to us in our outside voice. All right, so Hanged Man and Temperance, Libra's patience. That Temperance card talks to me about patience. Hanged Man talks to me about taking the time to really look at things from all kinds of different angles to make sure we're making a right decision before we move forward. I think it's kind of funny because for some of you, you're being patient with yourself as you're figuring out what direction you want to go with a decision. For others of you, you have somebody in your sphere of influence who is making a decision that is going to end up impacting you as well as them, as well as other people. And you are just trying to be patient and let them make that decision because you know the less you interfere in that decision, the more valued that decision will be whenever it is made by yourself and by that person and probably other people as well. Good for you, Libras. Good self-discipline there. Next up, we're looking at Scorpios. What do we have? What do we have? Three of Cups coming up in reverse. Okay, Scorpios, we have a friend that's been getting on our last nerves, jumping up and down on it like it's a trampoline. And with this Hanged Man in reverse, we're trying to figure out, what are we going to do with this situation? Here this is a friend, but man, they're getting on my nerves. How much do I really want to talk to this person? Do I really want to keep getting together and going for walks with this person? Or whatever it is you do with them? Do I still want to keep considering them a friend? Do I want to keep them in my sphere of influence? I think we're asking ourselves that with this Hanged Man. I think we're really evaluating this situation. Is the energy that we're getting out of this relationship worth the energy that we are putting in? That's what we're asking ourselves. We're weighing it all up. Weighing it all up. And we'll be making a decision soon of whether we're going to let this person stay in our sphere of influence or not. And for some of us, it's more than one person. All right, so that was Scorpios. Next up, we're looking at Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Six of Swords, Six of Swords. All right, so Sagittarius, Six of Swords talks about this idea of coming out of a situation that's really dramatic and chaotic and coming into a place that is more calm, more peaceful, where you can think, where you can recognize your own self and your own value, where you can recognize what other people have contributed to your life. Okay, and with the Hanged Man showing up here, this is telling me that basically you are moving away from drama and chaos. It's too much. It's enough. You're kind of done with that. And with the Hanged Man, this is saying that now that you have gotten yourself away from that, at least just a little, if not really away, for some of you, really away, for a lot of you, just a little away. But now that you've gotten yourself a little bit of breathing room from the chaos and the drama, you have time to really think about things from all kinds of different angles and to see them in a way that is not colored by continuous pressure and adrenaline and chaos and drama. You get to see things from a more calm standpoint. And I gotta tell you, there's a part of me that feels like it feels good. There's another part of me that feels like as you're looking at some of these things, you're really realizing that there are some things here that you may not really be the most comfortable facing, but that it's important to face them. We are in eclipse season, y'all. We just haven't had that eclipse yet, but it's coming up real soon. And a lot of us are already feeling the energy from it. I know I've been feeling that energy for a few weeks now. So don't beat up on yourself if you're going through eclipse energy and things are changing and you're not exactly sure where your foot should come down for the next step. This is a good time to go with the flow and look for the opportunities that are opening up, because they are. All right, so that's for Sagittarius. Next up, let's look at Capricorn. Capricorn, Magician showing up in reverse. Capricorn, I think you have been going through the motions, doing everything that you know that it takes to do to get things taken care of. And I think that you feel like you're beating your head against the wall. And so I think you're taking some time to step back and regroup. You're taking some time off of going through these motions and doing everything you know you should be doing to get the results you want. And you're thinking things over with that Hanged Man. You're looking at, okay, where has the problem come in? What is the problem that has come in that's got me feeling stuck? So that you can start to unravel that stuckness. Aquarius. Four of Cups coming up in reverse. And the overall energy being the Hanged Man. Now, this is interesting, Aquarius. I really like this combination for you. Four of Cups in reverse is kind of the opposite of a pity party. It does acknowledge that there's been some kind of disappointments, but it also says you're not moping around in them. You're just walking through those like they're nothing, and you're looking for, okay, where's my next opportunity? What can I do? What can I work with? All right, so we like that energy a whole lot. That's that can-do energy that gets a lot done. Now, overall energy being the Hanged Man. This is really telling me that you're seeing more than one option that's opening up in front of you. In spite of the disappointments that you've been through, you're taking some time to really sort out which one's going to be the best one for you. All right. Who is that? That was Aquarius. So next up, we're going to look at Pisces. So Pisces, Lover's card in reverse, along with the Hanged Man. Pisces, it's really in your mind right now about ending some kind of partnership. Could be a friendship, could be a business partnership, could be a love relationship, some type of partnership that you're considering ending with that Hanged Man. You're trying to look at it from all angles and make sure that you don't do something that you'll regret later on. But this is something that you are really considering pretty heavy duty today. Okay. Just with 2 cards, I don't know which way you're deciding. Some of you are gonna decide one way, some of you the other. I think we've probably got about a 50-50 split. But the real message here is that you're really thinking about this in a very serious way. This is not gonna be a rash decision that you just rush into. Okay? So that's what I've got for everybody. Y'all, please remember you guys are my sponsors. So please put a thumbs up on this video. That helps with getting it out there to more people. Also, share your feedback. I always love to hear you guys' feedback. I haven't heard very much lately. I would like to hear more of that. And also, share this video around with others who may find it beneficial as well. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Everybody have a fantastic day. Peace out.